Let's talk about earthquakes. You've heard of them, maybe even felt one. But have you ever really wondered what they actually are? Like what causes the ground to shake out of nowhere? How can the earth, something that feels so solid and stable, just move? Well, that's what we're breaking down today. In plain English, no science degree needed. So, what is an earthquake? In simple terms, an earthquake happens when there is a sudden release of energy in the Earth's crust, and that energy causes the ground to shake. That's the rumble you feel. That's the earthquake. But where does that energy come from? The Earth's crust, the outermost layer of our planet, is not one solid piece. It's made up of huge slabs called tectonic plates. Imagine a cracked eggshell with the pieces constantly pushing, sliding, and grinding against each other. These plates are always moving and super slowly, just a few centimeters per year. But over time, that movement creates stress. When the stress builds up enough, and one of those plates suddenly slips or shifts, boom. The built-up energy is released, and that causes an earthquake. This usually happens along something called a fault line, a crack or fracture in the Earth's crust where these movements occur. One of the most famous ones is the San Andreas Fault in California. Now, not all earthquakes are the same. Some are so small you don't even feel them. Others are catastrophic, damaging cities, roads, and buildings in just seconds. The strength of an earthquake is measured on a scale, you've probably heard of it, called the Richter scale, or more commonly now, the moment magnitude scale. A 3.0, barely noticeable. A 6.0, strong. An 8.0 or more, that's a major disaster. But here, as a twist, it is not always the quake itself that is most dangerous. It's what happens after. A strong earthquake can trigger aftershocks, smaller quakes that follow the main one. It can also cause landslides, fires, building collapses, and if it happens under the ocean, tsunamis. And yeah, tsunamis are no joke. That's when the seafloor shifts during an earthquake, displacing massive amounts of water and sending waves, and sometimes meters high, crashing into coastal areas. Still with me? Good. If this is helping you understand earthquakes a little better, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps more people find this kind of clear, no-nonsense content. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe. We've got more coming. All right, back to the ground beneath our feet. So where do earthquakes happen the most? They can technically happen anywhere, but they're way more common in certain areas, especially along tectonic plate boundaries. There's even a nickname for it, the Ring of Fire. This is a zone around the Pacific Ocean where a huge number of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur. Countries like Japan, Indonesia, Chile, New Zealand, and yes, the west coast of the US are all in this ring. Japan, for example, experiences hundreds of quakes every year. Most are small, but some can be devastating, like the 2011 earthquake and tsunami that hit Fukushima. So, can we predict earthquakes? Short answer, not really. Scientists can tell us where they're likely to happen based on fault lines and history, but they can say exactly when, not yet. Earthquakes strike without warning. That's why preparation is so important in high-risk areas. Now let's talk a little about how to stay safe during an earthquake. If you're indoors when it hits, remember this phrase: drop, cover, and hold on. Drop to your hands and knees. Cover your head and neck. Get under a sturdy table or desk if you can. Hold on until the shaking stops. Stay away from windows, glass, or anything that can fall. Don't try to run outside. Falling debris is one of the biggest dangers. If you're outside, move to an open area away from buildings, power lines, and trees. And if you're near the coast and feel a long or strong earthquake, move to higher ground. A tsunami might be on its way. After the shaking stops, be ready for aftershocks. Check yourself and others for injuries. Avoid using elevators. And listen to emergency instructions if they're available. Now, you might be wondering, is human activity causing earthquakes too? Actually, yes, sometimes. There are things called induced earthquakes. Small to moderate earthquakes caused by human actions like mining, dam building, or even injecting wastewater deep into the earth during oil drilling or fracking. These are usually not massive, but they're real and becoming more common in some areas. All right, to sum it all up, earthquakes are caused by sudden movements of tectonic plates. They release energy that makes the ground shake. Some are tiny, others are massive and destructive. They often occur near fault lines and plate boundaries. We can't predict them exactly, but we can prepare. And yes, human activity can sometimes cause small quakes. The earth is always moving beneath our feet. Most of the time, we don't feel it. But every now and then, it reminds us just how powerful it really is. Thanks for watching. If this gave you a better understanding of earthquakes, and maybe a new respect for our planet, hit that like button. And subscribe for more clear, down-to-earth science explainers. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.